Welcome to Walk Into a Bar where Phil decides to bend over in front of the camera.
Woohoo! Look at that, Heine. And we're not talking about a Heineken.
Erase my memory.
What's your problem?
Oh,
Like
you didn't
never
hear
seen
any of that?
No, I unplugged.
Oh, that's hilarious. We're keeping that.
Of course.
It's so good to see everybody. Welcome to Walk Into a Bar where three brothers get together and make fun of each other while some of them put their butts in the camera.
You know what? Deal with it.
That's Phil. He's the oldest. Matt, he is the middle child. He's probably the most professional out of all three of us. And then there's me. I don't care what Phil says. Looking more and more like that every day.
Hey, you know, it's kind of crazy what chemicals do to your body.
You know what? I said this to Matt earlier. I said, Matt, you're the only one that could pull that off in our family because the rest of us have watermelon heads. So
Yeah,
thank you, Matt, for representing the bald nation in the right way. So we love you. All right. Well, today we have a couple topics that we'd love to talk to you about. What is the first one, Phil?
Well, the first one is how you stole the intro from me.
Well, you showed us your
It's not my
Heine,
problem.
and
You were bending over.
Look, I had to shut some lights off.
Yeah,
Come on,
trust me,
man.
a lot of viewers shut their lights off.
Oh, we're gonna lose. You leave that in. We're gonna lose viewers. All two
Probably.
of them we have.
Hey, my wife will no longer watch it.
We have 15. We don't have 2.
Two at a time.
I haven't been checking that, so.
Okay.
But anyway.
So our first topic is going to be our movie, and our movie this week is one that is near and dear to our hearts. A movie that we grew up on: Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves. Dun, 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 dun,
Okay,
dun,
whoa.
dun, dun,
Okay.
dun.
Like I said earlier
man.
with the mic and singing, same thing happens with the hurts my
Matt's
voice.
We'll get
Matt's
demonetized.
gonna take this over.
All right, so.
We got to be monetized to be demonetized.
Ooh, good point. All right, Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves. Great movie. Synopsis, it's at we'll say the end of the Crusades. And Robin of Locksley is off in the what we today call the Middle East, fighting
for our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. Amen.
Fighting for we'll say the Catholic Church.
That's a little more realistic.
In the Crusades there, and whether we appreciate what they did or whatnot is besides the fact. He's captured, and the movie starts there in the jail, and it's really interesting. I can't say enough about it. It's got action, it's got romance, it's got all the stuff there to keep people interested, much more than me talking about it. And I'm not doing it justice.
No.
It's got great musical score.
Yeah.
The weapons look realistic as long as the weapons that you're focusing on are the bows and or the Locksley sword. Everything else looks cheap, especially at high resolution that Blu-ray gives you.
Yeah.
Also, I noticed that there are steps cut into the earth that go next to the wall up that hill that I don't ever recall seeing in the low-res version of the movie.
Interesting.
Very interesting.
So yeah, it's a relatively accurate movie, but it did lead to a joke in a Robin Hood movie that followed this one.
The whole movie was joked on in
Right?
Robin Hood Men in Tights.
Men in Tights was the
Car-
joke of that movie.
Cary Elwes, of course.
But we're not here to talk about Men in
Oh,
Tights.
hold on, wait. No, I'm going to get there. My biggest criticism of Robin Hood, Prince and Thieves is one of the big jokes from Men in Tights where Cary Elwes says, because unlike other Robin Hoods, I can speak with an English accent. Because
Kevin Costner
doesn't. No. Yeah. Kevin Costner is Kevin Costner. Frankly, they probably could have found somebody a little better for the role. But, hey, he was huge at the time. Huge.
Wait a second. You mean Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves is not a baseball movie?
No, it's not.
It's not football?
No.
Draft Day. Come on.
It's not. In fact, it's not even a water world movie.
You know what I realized is that Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves is more of a comedy than it is a serious movie.
There are some very funny parts of the movie. There really are.
They literally, and the key that I never picked up on is Friar Tuck at the end. But there are so many scenes in that movie that are meant to be funny.
Yep.
And they're absolutely hysterical. They'll go by you like that without you noticing because they mean for it to look like a serious movie. But Kevin Costner is a comedian.
He really is. He's kind of funny. There's a lot of good in the movie. I really enjoy it. I thought, other than Kevin Costner, I thought all the actors did a really, really great job. Kevin Costner did a good job.
I have a question before you continue.
Before
you continue with the acting,
yep.
What if they told him, we want you to have your normal voice for this role?
Well, I'm sure somebody somewhere had to have, because everybody else in the movie, every other character has an accent, right?
Yeah.
So my thought is that they told him do the English accent, and then they heard it and said, you know what? Never mind.
What if it was really good and they just thought this is another thing that they're going to pull out? Maybe they were looking for Easter eggs that way. You don't know.
I'm going to go with no on that.
But there's so many on purpose funny moments.
Still
what if they said,
no.
We're going to throw that in there and see what happens? It's still a great movie.
Still going with no.
Yeah, you're ridiculous. Anyway.
Yeah, I know. So I think that was really good. I really liked the interjection of putting Amor in the story. Morgan Freeman's character. I'm unaware of any other Robin Hood telling that has Amor in the story, or that has him coming back from the Crusades, or anything along those lines.
Hello, Men in Tights.
Well, of course, Men in Tights, right? Forgetting the obvious. But taking it and putting it in a more realistic time frame, in a more realistic setting, it does ignore the King John aspect of the typical Robin Hood stories, just concentrating on the Sheriff of Nottingham. Of course, played marvelously by Rickman.
He's no longer with us, if I remember
No longer
right.
with us. No, he passed away a few years ago. But he always played a good baddie. And I would say Die Hard was probably his best bad guy character, but this is pretty close.
This is well known.
He does a really good job as the Sheriff of Nottingham.
Well, he's got that classic line.
Robin of Locksley, you son of a devil worshiper, I'll cut your heart out with a spoon.
I think the more
Which his
popular
cousin
line,
asks him, why a spoon, cousin? Why not a sword or an axe? Because it's dull, you twit, and I'll hurt more. Yeah.
And then
we watched it a few times, folks.
And then he goes and kills his cousin, and what does he say?
At least it wasn't a spoon.
At least I didn't use a spoon.
That's a great comedic relief.
Yeah. Yeah, there's some good comedy in there. There's some the Will Scarlet character,
Christian
played by Christian Slater.
That's a real tearjerker character.
Christian Slater.
I actually like Christian Slater in this role.
Do you?
He's not bad.
It's not bad. I just don't know if the role was written real great.
Yeah, it wasn't written for. At the time, I thought. At the time when I was that little, I thought Christian Slater was a high-profile actor.
He was.
And he got such a small role.
Yeah.
Important towards the end of the movie, but still such a small role.
Yep. And I got to apologize, folks, for the Christian Bale directing my video this evening. A little lens flare there. Not Christian Bale. Oh goodness, I fail. What is his name?
Phil, you always fail. Title of this episode: Phil always fails.
Phil always fails. What is the name of that director who did the Star Wars movies and the Star? No, he did one Star Wars movie. He did a bunch of Star Trek reboot movies. Lens flare all over the place. Michael Bay.
Michael Bay loves the lens flare. It covers up all the mistakes he has.
Yeah, well, he's directing this, and then
lens flare. Well, he's not.
Anyway,
here's something that I found interesting. Matt and I watched the extended version. I watched it yesterday. Matt, you watched it 2 days ago or something?
No, I think I watched it last night.
We watched the extended version, which we hadn't. I've owned it, and I never really watched it to watch it. I watched it for background noise, because I just love background noise. But I watched it intently this time, and I noticed that what you don't catch in the not so extended version is Morgana, the witch that the sheriff goes to, tells him to cut out the little. I forget what he's like, a squire or something. Cut out his tongue, and so
the scribe.
The scribe. The next scene with the scribe in it, he's writing down on a tablet a question, asking the sheriff.
Right.
Well, then the next scene that we see him in, he's talking to Robin Hood. And so it just doesn't make sense because his tongue has been cut out.
Right.
And that, I mean, so there are some flaws. The other thing I didn't like is the early 90s hairdos.
No.
What's wrong with the mullet?
Those were 1300s hairdos.
My bad. 1970s and 80s hairdos with the big hair.
They were 1300s hairdos. Properly researched, completely accurate.
The only two that had 1300 hairdos, the only two, Maid Marian and her cohort.
No. Yeah.
With the braid.
Friar Tuck.
That was it.
Friar Tuck,
My bad, Friar Tuck.
And the bishop.
Can't forget Friar Tuck.
Don't forget the bishop.
We can forget the bishop. He was bad.
And Morganas.
They had
Morganas didn't have anything done to her hair.
Exactly. In the interim here, folks, Matt has sent across a little message to us all, telling me that that not only was I wrong in the first name for the director I picked out of thin air, I was wrong in the second one too. It's J.J. Abrams. How I could have forgotten that, I don't know, but he's
J.J. Abrams,
right here directing this.
Wait, J.J. Abrams, didn't he do the last Star Wars, or who did the last Star Wars?
Yes. Well, I don't know.
He
about
did
the
2
last
Star Wars.
He did episodes 7 and 9.
And 9, yeah.
Yep.
So
lens flare.
I was like, when you said Michael Bay, I was like, oh, did he do the second out of the new trilogy?
No,
I just forgot.
No, so. I just couldn't get the name right because
I personally don't really care for the last Star Wars. So,
and folks, you'll see now that when I'm wrong, I admit it.
Yeah, and I'm right all the time.
That's not true.
Bill messes up all the time, and I'm right all the time.
one of my favorite things about Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves is the music.
Yeah.
It is. Let's see here. Can somebody look at the case and see what the date is? I'm gonna guess
91.
91. Yeah, that's what I thought.
You really are gonna trust Ben on that?
I think it's 91. No, I think it is. The orchestral score is just beautiful, really stunning, very emphatic. Really nice piece of music, and I can't remember who wrote it, but it wouldn't surprise me if it was John Williams. Just kind of has that very epic tone to it.
Matt, what'd you see?
91.
And then the song in the credits was a song that junior high Phil just loved. Little Bryan Adams song.
I mean, Bryan Adams has our heart, so.
Does he?
I mean.
Well, maybe he did in the summer of '69, but
Phil, would you do anything for love? But you won't do that.
I would do
that's
anything for
Meatloaf.
love, but not that.
That's Meatloaf.
So.
That's not Bryan Adams.
But still, for Bryan Adams,
everything I do it for you.
I fail.
Yeah, no, what you were doing was Meatloaf.
I have yet to fail today, so
we'll fix that. Epic score. The title track too, where they're doing the credits at the beginning. They're going over the Bordeaux tapestry or the Bayeux
that was
tapestry.
The first time. I have a moth. I don't have a moth anymore.
There you go, ladies and gentlemen. You've seen Murder on WIAB.
So is that murder or is that just manslaughter? Because that wasn't premeditated.
Don't
moth
me.
It was premeditated.
Don't you dare moth me.
He said there's a moth, and he decided that he was going to kill it. He executed his plan.
Don't you moth me,
First degree moth murder.
Don't you moth me.
And yet here I am, mothing you. Anyway, just a great all-around movie. If you can get past Kevin Costner's American accented Robin Hood.
Okay, we live in America. Get over it. It's a great movie.
It's a great movie.
Even with their late 80s, early 90s hairdos.
It needs to be historically accurate. I mean, everyone has to speak Old English, and I mean Old English. And
no one speaks Old English in that movie.
And when they write, they need to write phonetically and not with actual correct spelling.
This isn't Robin Hood. The what's the actor's name? Russell Crowe's version.
Ooh, I have that one.
That was a good movie. It's not the Robin Hood we know.
I've never seen that Robin Hood because I heard it was awful.
Lies. Your in-laws own that.
It sounds like we need to do the next movie is Robin Hood.
Here's the thing: if you compare that movie to Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves, it's not a good movie. You got to compare. You got to just go in with this could be entertaining.
So, let's face it. I think the one thing that we've been able to decide in this discussion is that there is one king of the Robin Hood movies.
Men in Tights.
Men in Tights.
But we haven't even discussed that one yet.
But we've totally decided that it is.
But we know Men in Tights has Carrie Elwes in it. And unlike other Robin Hoods, he speaks with an English accent.
And it has a chew, son of a sneeze.
A chew, son of a sneeze.
A chew, God bless you.
Which was in fact Machu, son of a sneeze's nickname.
Yeah. So anyway, Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves is a legit movie. It's watch a great movie. Go watch it if you after you watch that, go watch Men in Tights because
Robin Hood, Men in Tights.
It's hilarious. And fantastic. They have similar scenes. So
they do. I don't know why. Can't imagine why. Anyway, we have beat that dead horse long enough. We're going to move on.
Matt, you stop beating the horses and
still with the horses. No,
still with the horses.
It's a wonderful topic. Moving on.
We beat that dead cow to death. Like
I had dead cow for lunch for supper.
That bull's dead.
So did I.
Let's eat that
T-bone.
Man. Oh, I made some burgers. They were fantastic.
I had what did I have? I had kielbasa.
Fantastic. Matt, yes. You look good bald.
Yeah. I don't feel good bald.
Matt, you look better than us bald.
I'm growing this in honor of
you. Look, there's more hair coming off.
Oh. You took it there. Let's all pray for Matt for a second.
Yeah.
Through Jesus. Heal Matt in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen. Amen.
Put hair on his head. Make him have a mullet.
I told Matt this. I don't know if I can't remember if I told you or not, Ben, but the day Matt said his hair started to fall out was a day I had a haircut scheduled. And I thought, oh man, should I?
Phil, you should.
This close. I came this close, and then I remembered my head looks funny. We're not doing that.
Hey, Matt, just remember this. Phil's hair started falling out way before yours.
Yeah, I got a long way to catch up. But I'm gaining ground.
Excuse me? I have a full head of hair?
So notice, I do still have hair on my head.
Yep.
That's as spotchy as your goatee, Phil. Yes, Matt, I do see that. That's awesome. And Phil's hair is thinning.
My hair was thinning a lot worse when I was a senior in high school.
Hey, this wasn't in the list of topics we were going to discuss, gentlemen.
My hair is full.
So the next topic we do want to discuss is the United States Space Force.
Oh yes, the Space.
I've seen that show on Netflix.
So have I. It's really good, but it's actually. Would you know that it's actually based on real life military force?
That's bad. That's real bad.
Is Steve Carell leading the Space Force?
Oh my goodness. No, but someone like Steve Carell is leading the Space Force, and that should put fear in your hearts. Fear.
I know so much about most of our military and so little about the Space Force. I'm gonna have to rely on Matt for this one.
So right now I'm citing a little website that is called the War Zone. It's actually a side news group off of The Drive, which is an automotive news group.
Tyler Rogway works for the War Zone. Is that right?
Yes, but this article is not by Tyler. This is by Joseph Trevithek.
Never heard of him. Okay.
A lot of people in the comments like to rip him quite a bit.
Okay.
So much like the Marine Corps, the Space Force is linked to the Air Force.
Do we have lasers on sharks yet?
That's a topic for the Coast Guard discussion. We're not having that right now.
Space Force lasers, people.
So
lasers. Since Matt looks like Dr. Evil.
The Space Force is trying to be to the Air Force as the Marines are to the Navy.
Well, yeah.
Oh dear.
No. All right. So,
Poor Navy.
all joking aside, we respect and honor all those that serve, regardless of the
Yes,
branch.
thank you. You're serving
Coast
unless you're in
Guard,
the Space
Air
Force.
Force,
Because
Space
you're
Force.
fighting nothing. There are no aliens.
That's not true. Army, Marine Corps,
You're closest
Navy.
to Area 50. What is it? 51, 59?
Yeah.
You
That's
would
why
know
we have
that.
to take his word. We have to take his word for it, Ben.
Okay. So first of all, Space
Exactly.
Force is responsible for all space-borne activities for the U.S. government. So satellite control.
Whoa. I thought Elon Musk was in charge of all that for the United States.
Nope.
Oh, sick bird. Oh, sick bird. Anyway, we just read today, because of our good friend, and we don't know him at all, but he's a good friend of the show, Joseph Trevithick.
Has
from
he ever
Warzone.
watched one of our shows?
No.
We're going to say yes. We're going to say
fan.
yes.
Big fan.
Big fan.
We're big in Europe.
Anyway, so he did an article today that the Space Force has finally decided what to call their units. Their units for their troops.
So like they're what we would call a squadron in the Air Force, or
A squadron,
or a battalion in the Army, or a platoon in the Army,
or squadron, squad.
Okay.
If there's only one of these, what do you call it?
It's a delta.
They've decided to call them deltas.
Deltas. So how many deltas you got? I got one deltas.
I'm a deltas. Ugh.
I'm a deltas.
So the names they passed up, and this is straight from the article.
No.
Armada.
They passed up Armada.
Array. Also fitting. Kind of bland, but fitting.
Yeah.
It is fitting.
Brigade,
bland.
cohort, cluster,
They passed up
constellation.
Cluster and constellation. They passed those up. Oh my goodness! In favor of Delta.
In favor of Delta. Division.
Do we have snowflakes running this program?
Maybe.
No.
Division. Fleet. Legion. They passed up a Legion.
And they passed up Fleet as well.
You might
Fleet.
as well put Matt. You might
Nebula.
as well put you might as well put Divergent in that, because Divergent's sick.
I mean, there are some good names in there.
District 9, something.
Orbit.
I can't believe they passed up all of those for Delta.
Satellite.
Not Delta.
Star.
Deltas.
Vanguard. I mean, there are clearly some good names in there.
You could
I
have
missed something. Is the singular of this deltas?
They just call them deltas.
The word
That's all I've
delta
heard.
is already used in and outside of the military. Blah blah blah.
So
blah, blah.
Delta is the singular.
It's still stupid. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I
Might as
agree.
well call them peanut butter cups.
They just as well. We're not talking about our drinks yet, Ben.
So they'll have deltas, and inside the deltas will be squadrons.
That's dumb.
That's
Within deltas, you're gonna have squadrons. Hey, America, wake up!
But I mean, they do have a SPOC,
What's Spock?
Space Operations Command. Live long and prosper, folks.
No,
they did
no.
not. They
No.
did not.
That is
just-
legit. That is
Oh,
legit.
Do they have a
No.
Skywalker?
You know, that would be another good name acronym to come up with.
Honestly, they probably
Somebody somewhere did. I'm
no,
sure.
they should have called their deltas Falcons.
So first of all, Space Force should be called Starfleet.
I have a
Absolutely.
lightning bug in my house right now.
Oh, are you gonna murder that too, Ben?
No, they're lightning
Huh?
bugs.
Okay, so
I mean,
that's
you
all I
remember
have to
that
say.
It's
That's all I have to
suffocated in
say.
a plastic
That's-
jar.
Okay, that's all you have to say about Space Force. Last week we talked about the Mount Rushmore fireworks event where President Trump spoke. For the first time They had an Air Force band come and play, and
It was
for the
awesome.
first time on public TV, on any sort of public ceremony, they played the new Space Force song. Okay, the Army has their song as the caissons go rolling along. The Marine Corps has their song, right?
Did Kanye West come to sing his song for the Space Force?
He did not.
Much Kanye West 2020.
Much like the Air Force has the Wild Blue Yonder, right? Off we go into the Wild Blue Yonder.
Great song.
The Space Force has a song. I can't remember anything about it. It was so bland and completely immemorable.
Can we find it by chance?
I've got a YouTube link that I'm gonna listen to.
But will it go into your mic like it will mine?
No, because we're not going to broadcast it.
I want to give my listeners a second.
It's on YouTube already.
Well, it's taking my computer a while to upload Chrome because Mediacom, I'm going to throw you under the bus right now. Mediacom is watching me. Watch out. When you complain to Mediacom 26 times in 26 days.
No, it wasn't the hymn. Because each service has their own hymn, but the hymn is a slower, more...
We don't have hymns in our service.
That's something that they perform at funerals and things like that. Poor Ben. Man. This is what happens when you murder a bug. The rest of them come to get you. They're coming to get you.
That doesn't sound like a song for the Space Force.
That's what I thought when I listened to it too.
I mean, it sounds like what's Sousa's first two names? Is it John
Philip?
Yeah.
Yep. No. A march is always a good thing from. What was that?
I'm sorry,
Force
folks.
Theme song?
No.
That's what it says.
A march, a Sousa march is always appropriate for a military organization. But if you're going to be the Space Force, it better sound a little bit like John Williams too.
That doesn't sound.
It doesn't. Right. I think that's it.
You know what that sounds like to me?
What?
It sounds like the intro to a comedy movie.
It does. It sounds like
about the Space Force.
I'm not sure I've ever seen Galaxy Quest, but if that music played at the beginning of Galaxy Quest, that's what I would expect.
Yes.
You know what it sounds like? It sounds like the theme to Spaceballs.
Yes, it does.
It sounds like the theme to Spaceballs.
I would say it sounds more like something you'd find on Galaxy Quest with Tim Allen and
well, like I said, I don't think I've ever seen it, but it does sound like the theme to Spaceballs.
It's a terrible movie. Like, Tim Allen is the best person on that movie.
That is not a terrible movie. I mean, the only terrible part of it is Sigourney Weaver.
And she is in a lot of that. She's in a lot of the movie, and it's terrible. So, it's what's the new word? Ratchet.
Yeah, Wretched.
Okay, let's not try to be cool.
Hold on.
I mean, we're pretty good at being goofy and awkward.
Put a ring on it, lady. It says ratchet. It's a ratchet.
Anyway, all right. So Space Force.
Space Force is a joke.
Is the Space Force going to control ICBMs too?
No, but they're going to control all the radiation off the pipe.
Because historically, ICBMs have been in control of the Air Force's strategic arm, whatever that may be, which right now is Global Strike Command, I believe.
He's glowing. Glowing.
Folks, I need to apologize. My little brother is now an insect mass murderer. I go with the more humane approach myself and spray.
Sorry, guys. You guys need to stay on topic. I'm killing bugs over here.
I use copious amounts of insecticide. Oh wait,
that's.
I'm not a mass insect murderer. Matt is. I kill one bug at a time.
Maybe that's why I have cancer.
Gas in the bugs. Oh, I tell you what, folks, these brothers of mine. Um, Space Force. Yeah.
We can
Ben,
be
what are you
done with
drinking
that.
tonight? Yeah, we're done.
I am drinking an Illinois native beer from, where's this bottled at? This is bottled at, it doesn't say where it's bottled
Bottled in Iowa, Ben.
at. I wish. It's bottled at Niles, Illinois, which is up by Chicago, but this is probably the best. This is probably the best Illinois beer I've ever had. And you can only buy these in the 2-packs for like $15 a piece.
Holy smokes!
It was a birthday gift to myself. Hubbard's Cave Peanut Butter Cup Imperial Stout.
It sounds really good.
It's hoppy because it's
Never
a
mind.
stout. It's a stout. It
Yeah,
has
that's
that.
true. Yeah, it's not a porter.
It's not a porter. It's not hoppy like an IPA.
Right.
It's hoppy like a stout, but it's imperial, so it has that aged quality to it.
Sure.
But it also has that peanut butter chocolate smoothness.
Nice.
And so they also have a French toast that some people have said is too rich. I love their French toast beer. Again, you're looking at $15 for 2 cans. But
Chunk.
it's amazing. I can't say enough good about Hubbard's Cave. I think they're amazing.
Good.
And I am the only one drinking beer tonight, hence the
Yep.
tank top and the backwoods hat. And
It's true.
the soul patch.
It's true. All right. Well, Matt's more distinguished than us tonight, so I think I'll go next.
Cheers,
week
Phil.
ahead of,
Cheers.
cheers. Last week, a friend of mine came to town, and that friend enjoys Malibu rum and Diet Cola. And he was visiting from California. We had a little get together. He showed up, and he wanted to drink Malibu rum and cola, so we got Malibu rum and his cola of choice, which happens to be Diet Pepsi. Yeah.
I'm suddenly feeling ill.
Yeah.
To my stomach.
Matt, it's the
For you.
cancer. It's the
Right?
cancer that's growing in Phil right now.
It's Malibu rum has got that really nice fake coconut flavor anyway. And you mix it with something like a diet drink where the aspartame is just in your face.
I can't believe you're drinking that. You have coconut and diet soda.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sorry, I just threw up in my mouth a
I'm
little.
sorry, but the
Would
correct
not
drink,
recommend. Sorry, Mike. Would not recommend.
So, Mike, I don't know you, but
I like
get a
Mike.
new
Mike's
soda.
a great guy.
For the record, I don't drink pop much anymore. I only drink it when I go out to restaurants or whatever.
Right.
So-
Soda, you mean? Soda for
Pop.
the rest of our listeners.
Pop.
Soda for the rest of our listeners around the country.
I'm sure Matt could
You're
pull up
welcome,
the map.
Uncle Daryl.
No, I
Surprised
don't.
he doesn't call it Coke.
I
Anyway.
don't drink
Probably does.
Coke.
Probably does.
I don't drink soda pop. I drink pop,
Soda pop, pop, pop.
but not tonight.
No.
Tonight, my wife and I opened a bottle of some type of white fruity wine. I don't know. It tastes really good. Don't know what it is. There's like a sip left in the bottle, so
but
uh,
much like Weird Al, it's white and fruity.
it's white and fruity. So
The best donut place. Do you guys like Nerds?
Yeah.
They put Nerds on donuts and they call it the
What?
white and nerdy.
Oh my goodness.
It's my fave. I'm just saying, it's amazing. It's called Hertz Donut Company. Have you ever had a Hertz donut?
okay,
No.
in Minnesota, the big donut.
No one
craze
cares about Minnesota. You don't live in Minnesota. Minnesota is the armpit of America.
Is a
Ben,
maple.
you've clearly never been to Illinois.
That's
a
the
ma-
crotch of America.
maple frosting with a big, thick piece of bacon stretched across that donut.
That is not Minnesota. That's Canadian.
Negative. It is definitely a little Canada thing. Yep, little Canada.
You both are wrong. You both know it. And
It's
you both
North
know
Dakota.
the best. You both know the best donut in the world is a wall drug donut,
Phil, Hertz
especially
Donut,
maple.
I'm saying this right now. Hertz Donut Company puts Wall Drug to a challenge.
You know, I know people who say the same thing about Krispy Kreme, and it's just
You know-
false. It's patently false.
What I have to say right now if you weren't bringing your dog to Iowa, I would be bringing up 24 donuts from Hertz Donut Company.
And why you got to blame it on Hendrix?
Because my son will be with me.
Well,
And he's
yeah,
allergic.
I know.
He's deathly
still,
allergic to your dog. He throws up and your dog's not even around anymore.
Still,
Hey,
you
we're
blame
getting
Hendrix.
a little bit off topic, guys. So
No, we're
thanks
on topic.
everyone for watching. We hope you have a fantastic rest of your day.
Indeed.
We sure do hope.
Oh boy, you.
Oh, wow. Ladies and gentlemen, I once again apologize for my brothers. We love you all. Have a great night, day, whatever it is.